I want you to try something with me. Imagine you're laying on your bed right now and you're staring at your ceiling. This ceiling becomes a TV screen, and in that TV screen, your life is being portrayed. And now I'm not talking about your organized lifestyle, I'm talking about the not so planned out daily activities you do, just your ordinary life. Now, here's the question: based on what you've imagined, would it look like someone who actually enjoys being alive or simply trying to make it to tomorrow? And I myself have been thinking about that question a lot lately. And I'm not trying to say that I've figured out my 20s or my adulthood yet. No, trust me, I'm still trying to figure it and I'm still in that process. But then again, I have realized something that I've not been able to stop thinking. I don't think we wake up one morning and say, oh, today I'm going to stop enjoying my life. But then again, I think it happens super quietly that we don't even get to notice it. Until one day we look around and wonder why everything is so flat. I used to be that person who would wear perfume on ordinary days, romanticize my mornings, dance while I'm washing my dishes, cleaning my room. It got so crazy that I dress so nice, put on cute outfits, just look cute for myself. Yeah, nobody's coming over, no one is paying attention. But then I realized that those little moments, those little actions that I did take made every day feel a little nicer to live in. Somewhere along the way, those little rituals disappeared. But then I now started to make sure that whenever I wear perfume, I have to be going out. It has to be a special occasion that warranted it. And honestly speaking, I just stopped wearing my cute outfits. I did throw on wrapper. Yes. And I'm not saying I needed to dress spectacular whilst being at home. There's something, maybe nice PJs that just makes me feel much more elegant. It just got to a time whereby all those intentionality died and I didn't realize it all of a sudden. Slowly, I just didn't care anymore. Genuinely speaking, I never really noticed that these things changed the way my life actually felt. I used to think that I was just being more practical, being more responsible, becoming mature, and that, oh, I had a lot doing on my plate. That's why I didn't have time to care for myself, even in the littlest things. But lately, I've been wondering, what if I wasn't saving those little moments? Like, what if I was quietly teaching myself that those ordinary days was not worth celebrating? And genuinely speaking, I know that I'm not the only one in this situation. Think about this for a second. When did just because stop being enough? And all this made me see that somewhere along the way, ordinary moment wasn't worthy of celebrating any longer. Ordinary moments stopped feeling worthy of beautiful things. And I don't think anyone teaches us to be like that or to live like that. But then again, I would say that social media has a huge role in influencing the way we think. And then we forget that those reels that we see, influencers or content creators, they're just picking the highlights of their life. And those are not their random everyday moments. And this makes us believe that joy has to be earned and beauty has to be justified. And like the ordinary days has to prove that they are special before we begin to enjoy them. And that's when the question popped in my head that I genuinely could not answer. Like, why have I been treating tomorrow with more kindness than my today? A lot of us have big aspirations for our future and greater ideas, greater goals in the next 5 years that we don't think to pause for a moment and realize that before we can gain those futuristic goals, our day-to-day activities, decisions, and the way we treat it actually matter. I started saving clothes for when I finally maybe achieve something. And this is not me saying that you should not have certain clothes for certain occasions or set aside clothes for when it matters. You should. What I'm trying to say is that you cannot portray what you don't practice in private to the public, even as much as you pretend about it. What really matters is your emotions, your feelings. After all those paparazzi, those loud moments, when you come back home, how do you feel? That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, do have your clothes that you set aside for occasions that actually requires that kind of look, but never neglect your private moments, the times whereby you are alone. Look good, look nice, smell good, dress, bath, have your bath, like wake up, go to the bathroom, have your bath, wash up. Even down to our ideas, a lot of us tend to save our ideas when we're a bit more confident We hide under the guise of, oh, I'm just trying to, dot my I's and cross my T's. And I'm not saying you shouldn't gain more knowledge in whatever you want out there. Then there comes an extreme whereby you want it to be perfect. And also down to celebrations, right? We are saying celebrations to when we think, oh, we've achieved something, or when we feel that, oh, there's a milestone, a big announcement to make. But truth be said, once we come to the realization that life is so fickle, we begin to enjoy those little moments of life better. We begin to enjoy the fullness that life has to offer. And I don't think we need to wait for that realization. This is me telling you that you can enjoy life, you can celebrate the little wins, even times whereby you don't feel like it. I think those are times where it's worth celebrating. Get yourself ice cream, yeah, go lick ice cream, go eat pizza, and tell yourself that tomorrow is going to be a better day. Yes, and tomorrow will actually be a better day. Sleep, wake up, and yeah, it's a new day to start again. And maybe yours looks different. Maybe you've been waiting until you lose weight. Maybe you're waiting till you have a boyfriend, till you move into your apartment. Maybe you're waiting till your work life becomes less stressful, or when life finally settles down. But here's what keeps bothering me. What if life doesn't become more deserving of joy when those things happen? What if your life doesn't become more deserving of the happiness you pray for when those things actually happen? I'm not saying you might not feel better in a way, but just what if? What if that joy is still lacking even when those things happen? Because think about it, how many versions of your life has actually gone by while you were waiting for the next one? Last year, you were waiting for something. 2 years ago, you were probably waiting for something else. And if you're not careful, in the next 5 years, you'll be doing exactly the same thing. Waiting for something else. I realized I was not actually protecting those little moments. I was just postponing a relationship with my own life. And those are completely two different things. I do not know who needs to hear this, but I don't think your life begins after the promotion. I don't think your life begins when you finally have that apartment. I don't think your life begins when you are in that relationship or after when everything falls into place. I don't think your life begins then. Rather, your life has been happening quietly this whole time. And maybe it hurts so much when we realize that we have not really been there for it, we've not really paid attention to our lives. That's it. No long explanation, just they count. Because it actually does count. Can we try something? I have a feeling that I'm not the only one who has been doing this. So if somewhere in this conversation you have yourself thinking, oh, I've been waiting, have it in the comment section. Today counts. You know what's funny? I started this whole thought thinking it was about perfumes, nice mugs, cute pajamas, but I don't think it ever was. The clues is pointing to a much bigger question. When did I become so focused on building a better life that I absolutely forgot to be present in the one I was already living? I started looking backwards. 3 years ago, I thought I would be totally different from how I am. Or a year ago, I thought I would have my life figured out. So why am I even going that far? Like 6 months ago, there were things I thought would make my life feel complete. The things I thought I would have achieved, their heights I thought I would have reached. But every single time I arrived, there was another version of me waiting for another version of life, roller coaster. Genuinely speaking, I don't think we're waiting for success, and I feel that we're just waiting for permission to live, permission to celebrate wins, permission to dress cute, permission to see reasons why we should get ourselves flowers, permission to pat ourselves on the back and tell ourselves well done for what we've accomplished, for what we've done so far. I just feel so much in my spirit that there are a lot of people that are watching this video right now and they see their life as a blank slate. They feel they've not done anything meaningful with their life, the age that they've reached. They've not been productive enough. They don't even know how to become productive or how to, achieve certain things that they want to achieve. They are still living in that imaginary thought of the future, them living the life they want to live. And as you are right now, you don't even see yourself in the becoming. I just feel that can change right now. And that starts with your mindset. I want you to know that no matter how you feel that you've not done anything, trust me, there's something you've done. There's something that you've achieved. You've not just sat back to think about it and see it as something worth celebrating, something worth rejoicing about. The thing is that if you're more thankful, if you have much more gratitude to give out, you realize that you've done so much more than you don't know you have actually accomplished or achieved. I hope that helps someone. So don't be too hard on yourself, because you being hard on yourself, trust me, will not take you anywhere better than you are right now. So give yourself more grace, because you do that with your friends, your family, your loved ones. So remember that before you can dispense true love, yes, you have to have the love of Christ, and you have to love yourself richly, then also give out that genuine love. So give yourself more grace, be patient with yourself, and I think it's time for you to start journaling. After each day, write down something, even no matter how little it is, even if it's normally you don't wash plates every day, and you see that for these 7 days that just passed, which is a week, you've consistently cleaned your kitchen. That's actually worth celebrating. So those little things actually does matter. And when it comes to the financial aspect, maybe you don't have something meaningful or tangible that you can call an income, but what you have can multiply, trust me. And I think that will be another video for another day. And I do not want to deviate from the main purpose of this video. Like I said, a lot of us are just waiting for permission. Permission to feel enough. Permission to feel that, oh, we've gotten everything figured out, or things are worth celebrating. And then I wonder, like, who actually told us ordinary days had to earn our attention? Who did that? Because think about children for a second. They don't need a reason to laugh. They don't need a reason to dance. They don't wait for music to even dance. You just see them shaking their booty in the side, and then they're just dancing to their own rhythm, their own joy. Even down to their crayons, when they are drawing, they draw jargons, but yet they run towards you to show you their jargon, because they see it as super beautiful. They see it as something worth presenting and preserving. So your Tuesday is enough, your Wednesday is enough, your random Sunday evening after church is well enough. Basically, every single day is worth living in. Yes, definitely you have your down times, and trust me, when you have your good times and remember your down times, they become memories, they become lessons. Yeah, it's something to still hold on to. A lot of us are trying to prepare for life, and we forget that life is already happening. As you are watching me right now, your life is happening. As far as you have breath in your lungs, life is actually happening. And here's the strange part. A lot of us are not chasing happiness. A lot of us are just chasing a version of ourselves that feels qualified enough to enjoy. I want you to think about that. Qualified is such an interesting word, as though joy is something we graduate into. And honestly, I think that's what affects our decisions. We'll celebrate later. Oh, this is not really worth celebrating. This is what should be celebrated. This is what the society thinks as, oh, worthy to be celebrated. And here's what I want you to know, that your version today is the one that is actually alive. Who you are today is your present reality. Yeah. So let me ask you, what's one thing you've been saving for later? Don't overthink it. Is it a dress? Is it a perfume? Is it skincare? Is it, name it, whatever it is, whatever comes to your mind at first. Just tell me in the comment section down below. And I have a feeling that we would realize that we're all carrying the same invisible after. I've been sitting on this thought for the longest, and I finally figured out what has been bothering me. Somewhere along the way, majority of us are living as though this version of our lives is temporary, like it's not the real thing yet. Once I noticed that, I couldn't unsee it, because suddenly all those little moments started to make sense to me. All this, oh, I'll do this, celebrate later, celebrate this one, yada 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 yada. I actually stopped to ask myself the same question. Later for who exactly? Because the person I'm waiting to become, she's still me. The person you are waiting to become still wakes up on a Tuesday, still does the dishes, will still go and do breakfast, and you will still have those ordinary mornings. To just be another ordinary day, just lived by the older version of yourself. That's the part that actually breaks me, because we're not keeping the ordinary moments, because we're not keeping the beautiful moments. We're just keeping it from ourselves. We're not keeping it for ourselves, but we're keeping it from ourselves. Because if you are truthful to yourself, those times where you say, oh, today is not worthy of me celebrating it, oh, this achievement is not worthy of an announcement, or your today's version of yourself does not get this, like doesn't deserve flowers, doesn't deserve to be celebrated, and you're telling yourself maybe you deserve it tomorrow. The crazy thing is that tomorrow starts becoming another today, and without even noticing that we've stopped enjoying the one that we're presently living in, because we're so focused on building a better life. But the bitter truth is, you cannot realize a life you're already living in. I've been thinking about the imaginary scene ever since. Maybe the goal is not to make your life extraordinary. Maybe the goal is just to watch those ordinary Tuesdays, ordinary Sunday evenings, and for you to recognize it as a life worth showing up for. Okay, maybe you become the version of yourself you're still working on. I genuinely hope you do. But when that day comes, I hope you don't look back and realize that you missed those days that got you there. So thank you for spending a little piece of your ordinary day with me. And if it's the kind of conversation you like, then I would appreciate if you can subscribe to this channel. It's free. You're helping a small creator like me to be seen by other people that are actually in need of this kind of videos and also a change of mindset. And like I would always say, I just want you to go be that girl. You're the better version of yourself. I want to see you becoming, and just that I'm cheering you on always. Bye, my girlies.